Hey, it's Wednesday. It's 12:45 and we're live. Hope you guys are all having a phenomenal day. I know I am as usual. We got a decent amount done today. We have 12 new auctions that are going up today, starting at 1 o'clock and 15 minutes. So every 10 minutes, they'll be going up. So that's kind of fantastic, and in my eyes anyway. Um, Getting a little tricky. I got to dig deeper into the collection to start pulling out some new things. Oh, hey, look at that. Mr. Stump is in the house. Here, since Stump's here, I think it's time. We take out the lucky Nissan. Here's Mr. Nissan himself. And we're going to have a little taste from a New Belgium brew here. What do we got here? We got the grapefruit Tamala beer right there. Oh, it looks good. And we're doing it with the lights on today. A little different. A little bit easier in the eyes. Let's see how this tastes. Look at that. So, Stump, what? You having a good day today? Jealous, yes. Maybe we'll have to have a beer a little later today. Mm. Anyway, so what do we have ending today? We do have a decent lineup, and we have some ridiculous low prices, lower than I'm expecting right now. So, either that's a good sign for sniping to make the show relatively entertaining, or we're not going to have a very good week. So, we'll see what ends up happening here. Yeah, there's Mr. Lamont. Always a good time to see him. And he saved me because I shot a video, started shooting yesterday, and for some reason, this guy wasn't on. Plugged in, just didn't connect to the computer for some reason. And I uploaded on YouTube, and he messaged me right away saying, "Hey, your first video you just uploaded got no sound." Well, he was right. It didn't have any sound. So, regardless, I reshot it, fixed it, and yeah. So you got Stump and Michael here. These are two of my old catfishing buddies. Always a good time. Well, let's take a look at what our lineup is for the day anyway, huh? So the first thing we have here, we have a JAMA board. It's for WWF Superstars, which is a fantastic arcade game from 1989. Guaranteed if you grew up in the generation I did, you've seen it and you've played it. You got Hulk Hogan in it, and you're a tag team, and Jake the Snake, just all kinds of good. The Superstars, right? And then we have Todd's Adventure in Slime World. I wonder if this is our buddy Todd at work. Could be, could not be. Then we have Shining in the Darkness for Sega Genesis. And I missed the catfishing too, Mr. Lomont. And then we got Space Harrier for 32X sitting at 55. That's a decent number for that. Soul Calibur sitting at 29. I'd like to see another $10 out of that. PO'd, I don't want a complete inbox 3DO game going for $10.50. I'll tell you that much. So we got to get that one up. This one's weird. It's a Japanese game for the PC Engine, which is the Japanese version of the TurboGrafx 16, but it does have a bid at 99 cents. And I don't remember how I acquired this game. It doesn't work in a TurboGrafx 16, so I couldn't really play it. Anyway. Then we have this Crystal Warriors for the Game Gear, sitting at a whopping $7. Then we got two bonus items from Garage Sale in here. This is a solar charge controller. Picked it up for $10 at a garage sale. So we'll see. It's up to $28. I'm happy with that, if that's what it ends up being. Then we have two political Jesse Ventura bobbleheads sitting at 99 cents. And what more could you possibly want in your own collection? Oh, PO just got a bid. It's up to $11.50. And then I messed up. This is supposed to be the showcase ending. It's at 137, which is a good number. I paid 110 for it, but it's Evercade new in the box versus with two game packs in there, sealed. But I switched the AM PMs around, or something. Something's goofy with it. Yeah, I switched the AM PMs around, so it's going to end tonight, like at 2 in the morning or something stupid. So, way to go, way to go. So we have that for the lineup in the show today. We're gonna play a little bit of games in between some of the auctions here too. But we got to get a little cozy here. Yeah, another little sip of this beer. So yeah, we got the lights on in the arcade today. Trying it out for my eyes. I get kind of bug-eyed after a while because I have these lights that point at me to try to light up my face so you can see my beautiful smile. And in the dark, they get a little bit overwhelming after a while. And it starts getting warm down here. I don't like that. Who would like that, right? Um, so here again, here's the first two auctions going off. They got about 9 minutes on each of them. And again, it's the JAMA board. So if you don't know what that is, every arcade in the 80s and 90s, for the most part, used a JAMA harness. Late 80s, I should say. Mid to late 80s through the 90s. And that, if we zoom in on this thing a little bit here. So you can kind of see up here along the top, that's where it would plug into the harness in the arcade. So it's kind of like a giant cartridge. And this is a double board, so it's two boards that are screwed to each other. So you think of two computer motherboards. That's what it kind of looks like. And you plug that in, and it hooks up to the monitor, hooks up to the power, hooks up to controls. You just rock and roll. And so JAMAs are nice because they kind of developed a bit of a standard in the whole process. So arcade owners could go from maybe Battletoads to WWF Superstars by just changing the board out. And then you'd change maybe the marquee or some graphics on the control panel if you wanted to. But that's how it worked. And I'm coughing all of a sudden. Probably got the vid. But yeah, look at these guys in this game. You got Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Big Boss Man. I never cared for him. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Honky Tonk Man. The Randy Savage classic there. Snap into a Slim Jim. But anyway, so this is out there. Oh, Katie, you made it. Katie's out doing humanitarian work. She's building homes. I didn't know that she could build a home until this week, but yeah, she's building a house. And she's also eating a lot of chicken nuggets in cold sandwiches. So, yes, it is church night, so there will be drinking, whether it's driveway or a big dog or something. I don't know, Stump, if you're still listening. I don't know. Are you coming to Big Dog tonight or are we doing driveway? That tastes kind of good, I'm not going to lie. All right, so we got 7 minutes on these two auctions yet. And I'm optimistic. So again, we kind of define a snipe as within the last 20 seconds of the auction. Let's go with those rules. The real aggressive snipers are literally the last seconds. But you'll start to see the snipes kind of hanging in there a little bit. Lamont's driveway, well, that might be kind of far away. But if you get in the car right now, you might be able to make it for happy hour tonight, Stump. Or we could do the Lamont with without the capital M and go stand in his driveway across the street, kitty corner. Oh, do it always welcome. Gosh, we're getting invites left and right here. It's gonna be a good time. So speaking of that, we've talked about maybe catching a Twins game down in Kansas with Mr. Lamont here. And I see that the MLB is taking over the Twins media rights again. So I don't know really what that means for me right now because MLB was dropped from YouTube TV about a year ago. And I'm hoping they pick it back up. I think it's $150 a year if you want to watch it. So save my husband. Yes, we need to do something with Kyle tonight. That's right. So maybe we just um but I heard he got a good night's sleep last night. So that was good. Yeah, let's go to Katie's garage, even though she's not home. We'll just go pester Kyle. We can do that. That's always a very doable thing. But no, since Katie's gone, my wife's been driving some kids to the bus stop. I think it's like her favorite part of the day, to be honest. She gets a kick out of those kids. They're good kids. And yeah, I don't know, not a lot to complain about. Blah. Ate some Papa Murphy's pizza for lunch. We picked up the deal yesterday, the Tuesday deal, and we went down to a local bar called Ummy's yesterday, and it was kind of their Mexican night and their special for a 10-year anniversary. The whole week is they got all these specials, and I have to say, I know everybody loves Ummy's. They always, oh, I love Ummy's. I think they might have good beer specials. Not gonna lie, but I think their food is crap. I'm going online saying it right now. If you guys like eating there, bleh. I'd almost prefer Big Dog Cisco truck. Those tacos we got last night were mediocre at best. And they really weren't a deal too for $4 because it wasn't much food. And then the chips and queso, yeah, that really wasn't. I'm kind of disappointed. And then if you're going to advertise you're doing margaritas, don't use a pre-mix. Just don't. Do it up. Sorry, my event is over. Just disappointed. At first, when I was there, I thought it was okay. I was like, it is what it is. And it really wasn't an expensive meal, but it just wasn't good. And every time I go there, everything I order, I feel like I must have ordered the wrong thing because everybody likes their food, and I don't. I don't like my food. Get that flatbread pizza, and there's nothing on it, and it's just big and crispy, and it's disgusting. I would rather a frozen pizza at Mount Cato. Sorry. I like to complain a little bit every now and then. How about that? Hey, look, I found this shirt in my closet. I forgot I owned it. Attack from Mars. Anybody in the comments knows what Attack from Mars is? Please type it in because it's a very a fun thing, must say. I know Tito would know if he's on, but Tito always has a meeting at this time every week, which is just too bad because he'd be the #1 listener. All right, we're getting down to that 2-minute mark. That arcade JAMA better go for more than $53. I might have to change the way I do JAMAs then. Because if I put them in at 99 cents like this and if I get screwed over every time, it ain't going to work. Because the only other one available online is $400 right now. Now, granted, it might sit there a while, okay? But if I were to put it at 300, I think it would have moved. Pinball is right, Mr. Lamont. Attack from Mars is the best pinball game ever made, in my opinion, and you can't sway me on that. So, yeah, it's a great game. Attack from Mars. Ugh, beer makes me burp. The walk today was kind of a stiff walk. I don't know what the deal with that was. I stretched well and stuff, but I got through the 5 miles fine. But 2 days ago, I did 6 miles and I did the red jacket and I got a little more hill action in there. So that was good. You're going to say 150? I hope you're right, Katie. I really do. And yeah, we only have 10 watchers on this. So hopefully they're active watchers. That's the key thing here, right? I did post this out in Arcade Restoration Group on Facebook. And the moment I did it, it shot up $10, like literally within like 3 minutes. So that worked a little, right? But who knows? We'll see. Minute 20 seconds. Hey, we got a little move on Slime World there. That's up to 14. It's better than a stick in the eye, I think. It's a weird game. Pretty rare, I think. The name Todd is in it. I mean, Todd's Adventures. Todd's Adventures. That just sounds funny. In Slime World. All right, so we're at 53 and 14. I'd love to clear over $100 on the board because I'm restoring 2 arcade cabinets. So I was hoping to use a little bit of the cash that I paid for them to get covered up by this board. And I really did get a good deal on it regardless. Don't get me wrong. Getting anything out of it is something. There we go, 73. We're on the move. We got some nervous bidders. When they bid at the 30-second mark, that means they're on dial-up. Oh, up to 80. All right, that means we got 2 different bidders probably after it here. That's good. That's good. So we'll see if they keep going after each other here. $80, $80. They're getting down to 12 seconds, 10 seconds. All right. 9, 8, 7, 6. Come on, sniper. We are 14.50 in the other. We picked up a little bit more there. the same guy kept bidding at the end. That was really weird. Let me refresh that one. So that end right? It did. $80. That's pretty low, but hey, it's still a snipe. All right. It's better than a stick in the eye, right? So between the two of them, we picked up about another 30 bucks or so, so that's not too bad. Um, let's see how the next ones are about to go, huh? We have The Shining in the Darkness. I got a story about this one. It's kind of weird. And we got Space Harrier for 32X. So we got Sega Genesis and a 32X game here. Now, YouTube is weird. As we're on it right now, right? You know, the more people that subscribe, the more the algorithm will pick you up, whatever, right? And I'm at what 56 subscribers right now, so I'm just loaded with subscribers, right? Um, and what I find is that once I got past that 50 mark, one video every week I do kind of gets flagged as pushed into the algorithm, which doesn't make a ton of sense. What it is each time too. So this week it was Shining in the Darkness. It got 127 views at this point or something. Now, that's not a lot, right? But Space Harrier probably got 12. And I don't know how they pick what does what, if that makes sense. But it is interesting because the week before, I think it was like a Game Gear lot of 4 games, and it went for like practically nothing. So I'm a little bit perplexed by what causes them and what doesn't. So I'm doing a lot more lots that are going up today, and I'm gonna just see if that triggers anything different too. But like the Shining in the Darkness isn't a lot. It's just a single Sega Genesis game. It's kind of cult classicy because like it's the beginning of Shining Force, and I don't know. It's just weird. But I think it's important to play the games that you win. I think it's important to always play the vintage games, and I think it's also important to keep buying real games and not digital downloads. My brother and I were in a hot discussion about this yesterday again on the phone, and he's like, "I can't believe how many people are upset that they're not making, the physical games anymore." And I'm like, "Well, technically, I am too. They have the ability. Now, I get it. Everything has to be patched nowadays, and the fact that it has to be patched means they're sloppy and they're not ready. So you're buying a prototype game in release day half the time now that's buggy and may run at a bad frame rate. Um, I liked it better when it was Shining in the Darkness. You bought the cartridge, and that's the one you got, and it was ready technically. I mean, there's some really bad game releases in time. I mean, E.T., a good example of it for the Atari 2600. It was not ready to be produced. They had to push it because of the movie schedule, and they made it like was it just weeks? And the game like you get stuck in a hole and you can't ever get out. It's just full of bugs. But CT, they made more of that than actual consoles, and they ended up burying them in a landfill. Ingenious, man. Full of insight today, aren't I? Wow. Anyway, well, Shining in the Darkness here is a good game. It's a good dungeon crawler. I remember watching Tito play it a lot. I think he beat the game actually. I played it a little bit, but I couldn't get into the story as much, and I generally have trouble getting into stories. But I will tell you one game that just caught me off guard. So the new Zelda came out for the Nintendo Switch, and I think it was a week and a half ago or something like that. A week ago, I can't remember. And I was thinking I should buy that. I want to play a new game. But then I remembered I hadn't beaten this remake of the Game Boy Color one yet, the Zelda Link's Awakening for the Switch. And it's the same type of graphic engine as what they're using on the new one, where it's kind of, I don't know if you can see it. but it's over the top, kind of like the original Zelda, right? For NES. But a fun little story, and actually beat the game now. Pretty rare I beat games in today's world because I tend to lose interest, or like I'm really into it, get right to the end, and then something comes up, and then I have no idea what I was doing. Um, but this was actually quite a bit of fun. I had a good time with it. So I was thinking, should I go buy the new one? Well, I kind of am waiting for it to go on sale. I want to pay $40 for it. I don't want to pay 60. And we'll see if that happens anytime soon, so I'll keep an eye out for it. But this one's beaten. So then what do? I got the Zelda itch, right? So I decided to start up Breath of the Wild again for the Switch. And this game, this game's so much fun. I put many hours into it when it first came out, and I got right to the point where I was gonna go fight. Um, um, I want to call him Lassic because I keep seeing Fantasy Star stuff. Oh, that's Fantasy Star. What's his name again? The villain in Zelda. Anyway, I got right to the point where I'm supposed to beat him, and I didn't even try once. And then I was like, I want to go play this again. And should I try to continue it? Because you only get one really slave slot in this one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start it over. Because I had a lot of fun getting to that point, and then I'll remember what all my weapons do exactly. Because it's been years since I played it. And it's just a good Ganon. Thank you, Mr. Lamont. Always there for you. Me. Mm, ain't that tasty? So anyway, I got to that point, and I was kind of excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. Well, let's see here. We still have just under 3 minutes to go, and we got the Shining in the Dark to still at 1450 and 55. So for the Space Harrier. Now, if you watched my Space Harrier video about this actual box, I discussed something that's always driven me nuts about Space Harrier. So the first Space Harrier I got was on the Sega Genesis. One N. There you go. Um, but Space Harrier on Sega Genesis was a lot of fun. And it was, a pretty good clone of the arcade. I mean, it's a little different, right? But they did some things pretty cool, like in level 3, where the top comes in like the floor, and it really felt like you're in this virtual world almost. Kind of enjoyed that, and I was always good at kind of doing the figure eight technique, going around the screen like this. So when Space Harrier came out for 32X, I jumped on it right away. And this is the copy I bought, and it looked arcade perfect. And it played great too. A lot of fun. So then I'm thinking when I get my iArcade, right? It comes with, I think I bought Space Harrier for it. But it's centered in the center all the time. So if you push to it's like an analog joystick in a way, right? So if you push to the upper right corner and you let go of the stick, it moves back to the center again. Your guy does. I cannot stand playing that way. If I push you up to the corner, I want you to stay in the corner. And I came to realize I like these console ports better than the original arcade. And it kind of bothered me. So here we are, 1 minute. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. We haven't had any movement on these. We got 18 watchers again on the Shining in the Darkness. And we have 13. Well, we just got some movement. Shining in the Darkness, 1850. Come on, baby. I want real snipes, though. I don't like the stuff where it said in the last minute. I want it like even under 10 seconds. That really gets me excited. But we'll see. We will see. All right, 1850, 55, 25 seconds to go. What could possibly happen here? All right, getting down to 15 seconds. 1850, 55, and then we got 5, 4, 3, oh, 56, 31. We got two snipes there, and that's what we like. All right. So we ended at 31 and 56. That isn't too bad prices for either of those, actually. I'm happy with that. And our big, oh, this Harry Vick, he won them both. All right, we'll do some combined shipping here as long as this whole auto pay thing gets turned off. So if you're watching this, Harry Vick, for whatever reason, make sure your auto pay is turned off because I can't combine them if it's on. Something new with eBay. Oh, show you guys the auctions. Oh my gosh. Ha, thanks, Stace. I haven't had the screen set up right. What was I doing? Just staring at myself. Sorry, guys. So anyway, that was exciting. You missed it. We had some snipes. Japers. So yeah, they changed something in eBay where I don't know if it defaults it if you have a payment method now, but 1 hour after the auction ends, if you don't pay for it yourself, it auto pays for it. So what happens is after the show ends, is I go in and I see if people bought multiple, I'll try to group ship and work with them on it, but it won't let me group ship it if they're set up on the auto pay. So eBay has some fixing to do there. And then I think some people think I'm trying to take advantage of them, but it literally will not let me. Now, granted, there's probably a way where I could do it and then like credit them back money, but this is really a benefit to you as a consumer. I've already boxed all these. They're all sealed, they're all ready to go. So I have to cut them all back open, rebox them. I know it sounds trivial, but that's why a lot of people don't offer combined shipping. It's a pain in the butt. And it opens the door for an error. And that's what makes me the most nervous, to be honest. I have yet to ship anything incorrect, but it could happen at some point. I see PO went up $2 since we started the show. So that's good news. And then we got the Soul Calibur here. And that is sitting at the $31 and PO'd at $12.50. Yay. But we need PO to go up more than that. So I posted this one up on the 3DO page and Facebook as well too. I've been doing that every week, but I think a lot of them are from Europe on that page. I think the 3DO is more collectible in Europe than it is here for some strange reason. And I get questions about international shipments, and I don't do that either because you're just asking for problems, just asking for them. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that here he's bought from me before. I recognize his name, so it's nice to get repeat buyers. I think I have like 16 followers on the eBay, which is a good thing, I guess. But um, yeah, we'll see. Again, thanks, Stace, for telling me to show the screen. My God, what a dingbat! Let's see here. So I'm thinking about the auctions I put up for next week. Will end 2 weeks from now. I'm thinking about Halloween themed items. So, like for instance, I got the Sega Game Gear game here called Master of Darkness. Ooh, a vampire game. I think that might be a good one for that. And I gotta think of some other ones. I don't know how much Castlevania. I have some Castlevania stuff I could throw up there. I have Legacy of Kain, I think for PlayStation. Um, yeah, there's stuff I could get together. We could have a Halloween week, kind of a spooky one. Cause what? How does the calendar fall for Halloween? Hmm, I'm making all kinds of noises on this thing. Let's see here. For whatever reason, the app gets behind when the show's going on. I don't know why. Doesn't ever make a lot of sense to me. But then, so then the auctions would end on the 23rd. Would it make more sense to end on the 23rd or the 30th? I think people might be shopping more like the week or something beforehand. I don't know. That could be kind of fun though. The For Halloween for the kiddos, bought light up like glasses, like those 80 ones with the lines through them. Picked up 120 of those silly things with the batteries in them. So we'll be giving those out, and then we still have some of the foam glow sticks from last year too that light up with batteries. Be giving those out to kids too. Now, hopefully, the weather's good this year, and because then I can get like a fog machine going, and we can sit out there and hand out treats and stuff to the kids outside instead of being inside, kind of hiding away. But we'll see. Halloween's gotten more fun in the neighborhood because there's a lot more kids in the neighborhood now than there once was. So that is always a plus. So we'll see here. We will see here. Peek at one other thing on here. Bear with me, folks. I think I already paid for the Slime World. That's good, I guess, but I wanted to see something. Yep. All right. So I was fortunate enough to go to the doctor yesterday, and I get to go on some blood pressure medication, but I never get the call from Walgreens to come pick it up. So we'll see what happens there. But hopefully I get really dizzy and fall over all the time. Wouldn't that be ideal? Let's see here. We're down to 3 minutes and 8 seconds. We got PO'd and Soul Calibur. PO'd and Soul Calibur. Oh, that Fire Pro Wrestling's gonna have a slot on its own. Huh. Nice. Did you end up having to call them, Stump? We're gonna have to play a game here because we're gonna have like almost a 20-minute slot because that Fire Pro isn't gonna go probably for much more than 99 cents. Oh, okay. I'll probably do that then. Most exciting, let me tell you. All right. We're at close to the 2 minute mark here. At close to the 2 minute mark here, and that Soul Calibur is one hell of a fun fighting game. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what it is. Like, do you guys just notice that customer service is really just going down the hole lately? I think it's a whole COVID thing, and I don't know. Pretty rough. All right, minute and 41 seconds. We're at 31 and 12:50. And then I think we might play a game for a little while because we have to kill a little bit of time here because I messed up with that Evercade putting it in the wrong time slot. And so we just have that Japanese game in there. And I don't think that's probably worth a whole lot. I think somebody is selling it in pounds, like in Europe for some reason, for $40. But I don't think there's a ton of PC engines running around the United States when they have another version. I had decent luck though selling those Fantasy Star Japanese version ones. But that's just such a good game. That Fire Pro Wrestling 3 is supposed to be a pretty good game too, really, when you think about it. All right, we're down to 47 seconds. Any snipes? What do you guys think here? Um, I don't know. I just don't know. I'd like to see, Soul Calibur. I think they made a lot of copies of that game, and it's a very oh, but PO just went up to 1550. That's good. Maybe we'll get a little wind in the sail here. 2050. Well, better set the beer down. 2150. That's in Snipe Land. All right, 23.50. We got bids in 10 seconds. 24.50. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now it's worth my while. 31 on the other. 24.50.
Wow!
All right. That ain't so bad. That ain't so bad. All right. So, yeah, this time slot I think is just sitting alone here. And it has 5 watchers, but we're going to play a game then for a little bit. I've been talking about Zelda, and I've been thinking about starting this game up. People claim this is the best Zelda ever made. Now, I am willing to say Breath of the Wild might be, but it's a very different type of game, really. Ooh. Ooh, why did the sound get so funky? And the control is wacko mode. I cannot... Okay, we're going to try rebooting that puppy. We give that one more whirl there. Bad emulation? Might be. Whoa! Everything's like in fast forward. One more try. That's a setting in the emulator. Oh. Whoa. So I never hit the A button. It's like I'm fast forwarding. I think I screwed up the controls. I gotta think here for a second. So I was messing around with that Steam controller. Oh, I think it's better now. There we go. I was like, I can't control this thing. I think when I had Steam open, it was thinking it's a different controller, which I didn't have Steam on, but it always runs in the background, it seems like. Life's hard when drunk. Who's Victor Romanov? I don't think I know you. Are you that Vic guy that keeps winning the auctions? Let's see here. My name is Zelda. How long do we have to go? We have to go quite a while here. Because the next auction will peek in on it in the last minute, but... Please help me. All right, here we go. Can you pick up these right away? Oh, yeah, you can. Isn't that nice? Give me a sword or something. Oh, lantern. That's always handy. Oh, okay. I need magic powder to run the lantern. Yeah, I get it. Assuming I'm supposed to be going somewhere. So I have this one of those little, what do you call it? Amberneck devices. And I was thinking about starting it up on there instead of running on the Asus ROG. I think it might be... I quit paying for the online for the Switch because I was never going online with the Switch. And I can't pick these up, I don't think. Oh, I can. And I think you can play it on the Super Nintendo emulator on there. I'm in the dungeon in the castle. Side of the castle, there's a garden outside. Well, which way is the castle from here? Is it down or up? I feel like I went up. This is why I like Zelda so much, because I'm just always lost. I think I've been up here before too, but... Well, here I can keep going. It feels like the castle has to be up here. Or is this the garden? Is there a stairway under here? Oh, oh here. This looks like the way to the castle. Alright, let's see here. Must be the other side of the garden. I can't pick that stuff up. Yeah. It's not under one of these. I bet it's just sitting straight out there for me. I just have to go around it all. Yeah, oh, here, of course, the obvious one, right? Woo! Alright, there's the guy. Bob, I didn't want to involve you in this. Told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield and listen. Oh, there's some magic powder. That's what those little things are. Ah, look at that. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm getting hurt. It hurts so I have. Okay, start with 3. I'm at 2.5. I don't think I can light those. No. Can't push those either. Let's go left right away. Huh. That take me outside? Sure does. Alright, pause this. And let's... peek over here. Whoops, not that one. Oh, now I messed up the emulator. It gets pissed. Alright, 31 seconds left on Fire Pro. And... those bushes did have it coming. You ain't wrong about that. All right, let's look here. We got 16 seconds to go. I don't think they were going to get any bids on this. I'm happy I'm selling it. I don't recall how I ever acquired this game, but someone should be happy for it with 99 cents, especially if they have a PC Engine at home. So look at that. Ended 99 cents, just as I kind of expected. So there we go. We'll get that shipped out to somebody who really wants it, right? Just checking these other auctions here. Ah, man. Be kind of a weak day overall, I think. Yeah, I got this all kind of jacked up. So this will be the last auction, really, for video games. And it ends here in 9 minutes. It is a rare game. I mean, it's Crystal Warriors. It's for the Sega Game Gear. The playing, it reminds me a lot of Shining Force, where it's kind of turn-based. In the video down here, I played it for a little bit, and it was okay. But I'm actually just gonna kill this. We're done playing that. So yeah, it was okay. Um, it's just a matter of the Game Gear screen. It could be the worst handheld screen of all time. So, kind of is what it is. But what do you do? It's weird. Um, but yeah, so this will end up being our last one. Not an overly exciting day. I'm not gonna have you guys watch the solar panel things end. I don't think that's overly exciting. And I can get to my shipments then and make sure we get these games shipped out same day if they're paid within an hour and a half of the end of the show. And I can hit the mailman quickly by driving down the post office, which is always a good time. But I'm a little tired today. I don't know what it is. I kind of sinusy, and hopefully maybe I got the vid. Wouldn't that be nice? Make my whole day, my whole week, maybe 2 weeks. Go get those COVID tests out. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's warm outside though. But yeah, if you have a Switch or you want to steal one of your kids' a Switch, the Link's Awakening was a good game. And I wonder how expensive it is just to go locate that puppy out on eBay once. You know what I mean? Like, what are people selling? Let's see here. Then what's this called? Zelda Link's Awakening Switch. It still goes for pretty decent money, doesn't it? Those are all new though, I think. Why don't we go down to the sold? If you didn't know this, on eBay, if you go down here, or it's just behind my picture, I'll bring it up higher so maybe you can see it. Right here, you can click sold. Now it's just going to show you auctions that have sold. And it can kind of give you a bit of a feeling for what, something might be worth. So here's a pre-owned one for $39.99, but they had free shipping on it. So, um, yeah, so it looks like it goes for low 40s for the most part. That's interesting. The game is actually pretty old. But Zelda games hold their value. I wonder what Breath of the Wild goes for if we're looking at this up. Wild Switch. So that goes for, let's see, it's gone for like $30. That was new even. New other. What? New other. Like when people think that they've opened the game, but it looks like it's new, that they get to call it new. That's all kind of crap. It's pre-owned, like this says. Pre-owned. So it looks like you can get it for about $30. This is a heck of a ride. This is a fun game. This is hours and hours and hours. It can be what you want it to be. You can beat it relatively fast if you cheat and go online and look up everything. Or you can take your time and get as many hearts as you can and talk to a bunch of people and figure out what the heck you got to do all the time. That always makes it kind of interesting. Let's go back here. So we got 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go on the Crystal Warriors. And That even has a case around it, but no book, no cardboard box. Cardboard boxes with Game Gear games are pretty darn rare. I've sold some on here, and they usually get a pretty good price for them, but not a lot of people save those cardboard boxes because it didn't make any sense to store them in that when it came in this nice little case. So, but then I don't know what they ended up doing with the books, I guess, right? Speaking of that, I just put up a bunch of games. I wonder if I had books for them. So I do have a bunch of books for uh, Game Gear games. Like I got here Sonic, Triple Threat, Madden 95, PGA, Little Caesars. Yeah, I just put this game up. Speed Trap. But do I have two of that game? I feel like I do. I gotta be careful I don't put up Super Columns, Dr. Robotnik's, Itchy and Scratchy, Miss Pac-Man. Oh, wrong X-Men. Spider-Man, X-Men. Then I got some weird instruction manual for a Sega Game Gear, Lemmings game instruction card, and I guess another column, and Super Monica GP. Racing game on the little screen's got to be a lot of fun. It's got to be a lot of fun. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, who saves those books? It's kind of like NES books. At least you can kind of slide them in the back of the case, I guess, and people would do that. Tears of the Kingdom is really good too. You're right, Mr. Lamont. It's I got pretty far in that too, and I quit. I don't know what it is. So that's why I really want to actually physically beat Breath of the Wild, and then I might play Tears again as I wait for the sale to happen. Because they're even though they're Zelda, like if you think of these two games, Breath of the Wild and Link's Awakening, they're completely different games. Completely different. And the new one, you're Zelda now finally, actually. You're her. You're not Link anymore. And watch some videos on it, and you recreate objects that climb through things, like you can keep making a bed over and over again, which is weird. And that's one thing. Tears of the Kingdom, I got kind of sick of making things to do things. I don't know why. I get to the spot where, oh, I have to make something to fly off the top of this mountain to get to this thing, and I'd be like, ah, get lazy playing the game. Kind of stupid, really, when you think about it, but it is what it is. All right, under 2 minutes, still sitting at $15. Remember at the beginning of the day, this started at 7. So at the beginning of an hour ago, whatever. So that's actually pretty good. We've doubled already since then. We want to see snipes because that's what makes it fun. That is what makes it fun. Yeah, that's a good point. With video games like that, so those of you who maybe can't see the chat, Michael Lamont is saying that his 6-year-old crushed the Zelda games for the Switch. And when he says crush, I don't think he stepped on him. I think he beat him. But what it comes down to is they're good for the kids. It teaches them to read well, because games like this, there's action in it without a doubt, but you have to go communicate with everybody in order to understand what you need to do next, and how to progress in the game. So most role-playing games in general, if you can get a kid interested in it, it's going to be a learning experience for them. Especially if you get into Tears of the Kingdom, because you're actually building things too, and you get kind of as dumb as it sounds, the understanding of the logic of how a wheel turns, and or a flying machine, like I don't know. It's interesting. That might be one of the better kid games if you can get a kid interested in it, that they're actually successful playing it versus just running around and like chopping trees down the whole time, which you can technically do too. Open world Zelda, it's just different. So, but yeah, no, they're neat. All right, we got 10 seconds. We're in Snipe Land. I don't know. Is there Game Gear people out there that says I need this for my collection? 2, 1, 0. Wow, ending on that note, and mainly because the Evercade, I don't have it listed at the proper time. And just to give you a little preview of the Evercade that ends tonight at like 2 in the morning or something stupid. There it is, brand new in the box. Beautiful machine. And if you don't have an Evercade, I highly recommend you get one. It's they pride themselves as being one of the last cartridge systems, and they're making games for it. And it's mainly re-releasing games, like they just re-released most of the Tomb Raider games for it too. So it can basically play like PlayStation down, if that makes sense. But yeah, but we're not going to sit here for 11 hours and 49 minutes. On that note, I do appreciate you guys watching. Sorry I'm a little slow today. I feel a little run down for some reason, but I'm sure next week it'll be even more exciting. So make sure to keep bidding on stuff, keep playing old games, and enjoy your day.